This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Farming Simulator 22 map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at the Forgotten Lands. But before that, this video is brought to you by Paul Nadon Jr. and Optimus. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Forgotten Lands map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let me read you some of the description. Welcome to the Forgotten Lands. This map is fictional of an area that is completely abandoned, but now you can start a new civilization. So this is a wilderness style map. I initially thought when I saw this on the mod hub that it was a forestry map, but it's more of a wilderness style map. Build your own map, if you will. This map offers a train station where you can sell all in-game products as well as the platinum products, 8 forested areas to cut trees down, an old rusty train that you can sell products at, AI splines on the gravel roads, medium-sized sheep farm, an interior farmhouse. We also have 3D textures on the buildings, precision farming ready, a vehicle shop, and mowable bushes. Now this map does have 2 required mods. Those required mods are the old grain mills as well as the silo lizard. Now in addition to those 2 required mods, we are going to be using the mods we typically use to take a look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, animal food overview, field lease, field calculator, precision farming, and now straw harvest. I will tell you, if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you'll find the main farm is completely void of all buildings except the sheep pasture. In addition, you do start out with starting machinery in all play modes. When you load in for the very first time, you start here right at your farmhouse. And as the description said, the farmhouse does have an interior. And if we go into that interior, well, we're going to find our wardrobe as well as our sleep triggers. Now, one caveat, and that is the deco elements on this farm cannot be sold. I was unable to figure out how to get rid of the deco elements that you're going to find around the farm. The buildings, yes. The deco elements, not so much. So if you do think at all that you're going to want to rearrange this farm, I highly suggest you start in farm manager mode. That will give you the best bang for the buck in money. And also in that play mode, there is no deco elements as well as no buildings aside from the sheep pasture. So that's going to give you your cleanest start. Let's go ahead and take a look at that PDA. And as you're going to see, this is a wilderness map indeed. It is a completely flat wilderness map at that. We do have all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22 available on this map. In addition, if you do have the premium expansion, we have red beets, carrots, and parsnips. Taking a look at our lands, we do start out by owning farmland ID 1, which is going to be bought for just $5,563. There is a grain mill. The only production that is pre-placed on the map is going to be here at farmland ID 14, which is also include the vehicle shop, and that can be bought for $1,540. Land on this map is dirt cheap. So for example, we have farmland ID 7, which is 162 acres in size for $46,000. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands, how large those farmlands are, if those farmlands include any field or fields, what is included, and then lastly, how much is that farmland going to cost us. As you can see, we own farmland ID 1, which includes the only field on this map, field 1 for $5,563, and we can see the rest of the available farmlands here, where the most expensive farmland is going to be farmland 9, 91 hectares in size for $64,000. Taking a look at our field calculator screen, we only have one field. It is 0.14 hectares in size because this is a wilderness map. Now, we're not going to expose the soil map because, well, the only thing that's going to show up is this little bit of soil map down here at the only field on the map, but I will tell you that this map is using the generic soil map. That is a part of the precision farming mod. Taking a look at our crop counter, we do have the standard base game crop counter available to us on this map. And then if we take a look at our prices screen, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all our base game crops that are available to us in Farm Sim 22. In addition, we do have the ability to sell our eggs, wool, and milk, as well as our silage, hay, straw, and grass. As we continue down through our base game production items, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game production items as well. One thing we do not have the ability to do is we do not have the ability to buy bulk lime. So if you do want to buy lime, you will need to put down either your own bulk lime buy point or buy big bags of it at the shop. We do have the ability to sell our stones at the storage bay. And as the description said, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the platinum expansion that is available to us here on the map down at the storage bay. So if you are looking to possibly put down some of that platinum expansion production, then you will be able to sell those as well. Then lastly, as we have seen on pretty much every map, since premium expansion has dropped, we also do indeed have the ability to sell all of the premium expansion productions and crops. We do have the ability to sell our pellets if we are playing with straw harvest enabled, and of course our premium expansion. As I mentioned, we are playing with pumps and hoses. We also do indeed have the ability to sell our separated manure. Now, taking a look at our starting fleet, which we start out in all play modes of having. Everything is owned, none of it is leased, but it is all terribly maintained. In fact, everything has a maintenance of 0%. So you're going to get basically bottom dollar prices on this stuff if you wish to sell it. And it's going to be ideal to repair it before you get out there and start working in the fields. We do have a sheep pasture here on the starting farm in all play modes, but we do not have any animals. We do not have contracts available because, again, this is a wilderness map, and therefore there are no fields until we create them. We do not own any production chains at the start, and this map also does not have any collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting fleet. We start out with the Dutzfar 7250 TTV HD, the JCB Fast Track 4220, and the Massey Ferguson 7S210 medium tractors. Start out with the New Holland CH7.70 harvester that is paired up with 28-foot grain header, as well as the Nardi N7030 header trailer. We have our 1986 pickup truck, as well as the Crampy half-pipe HP20 trailer. We have the Lemken Samgard 9500K cultivator, as well as the Kuhn HR4040 power harrow. We have the Venta 4030 seeder, as well as the GMD 4411 side mower. We have the Alpine Hit 4.4H tedder, as well as the GA 4731 windrower, and the Zelon CFS 2501 DO forage wagon. For our sheep, we have the Jaqua Aquatrans 7300S water trailer, the Quickie Q6M front loader arms. For the front loader, we have the paddle fork and universal bucket. And then we have the Transport Wagon TP500S low loader, and that is going to wrap it up. This map also does not have any custom vehicles or implements. Taking a look at our animal view overview screen, this map also does not have any custom animal food requirements. Everything is fairly standard with respect to what you're going to expect if you have the premium expansion enabled, which of course is going to add carrots, parsnips, and red beets to horses, as well as adding those to the root crop section of your pigs. Now, with respect to a farm tour, we've already taken a look at our farmhouse, which we can indeed sell. As I mentioned, the deco elements around the farms, this farm area is not going to be sellable. So things like the debris piles, the trash can, the mailbox, the items here behind these sheds, they are all not going to be sellable in new farmer mode. But again, if you do think you are going to be wanting to customize this area, I would go ahead and start out in Farm Manager. So the farm is fairly straightforward. We have 3 equipment sheds. We have our base game sheep area, so we have our wool point, food, water, and our animal drop-off. This is going to be set up for 15 sheep. And then we have our silo located right here. So we're going to have our dump point and our fill pipe right there. So this silo does have a trigger associated with it, where we can get rid of the dump point, or we can get rid of the fill trigger. Or we can, extend the trigger. See, our pipe is bigger, so if we have a longer or larger trailer, we can extend that pipe out there. Pretty neat. Let's go ahead and take a look at build mode. We do have the ability to put down our custom farm shed, should we so wish. It does freely rotate 360 degrees on center. We also have, with the required mod of Silo Lizard, the ability to place down the custom silo, as well as a silo extension. With respect to production, we do have then the grain mill mod, and we do have a couple options as far as grain mills go that we can put down. Other than that, everything else is fairly standard. No custom animal areas. And if we take a look at our painting, we have some fairly standard FS22 ground textures and a fairly simple loadout as far as plants go. See a little altitude and we can take a look around. So a lot of our starting farmland area is taken up by this large pond or lake area. Then as we do a 360, you'll see that this map is completely flat. So it's similar to No Man's Land, except No Man's Land, it did have a little bit of undulations in the land to give it maybe a little bit more character than what we have here. But of course, if you want the ultimate with respect to customization of the map, the ability to build out things, build out a town, build out multiple farms, then what you're really looking for is going to be flat land. And this map is likely going to be right up your aisle. So we do have large areas that are preoccupied or pre-placed as forests. And then the rest of the map is going to be lightly planted in trees. Fairly easy to clear those areas out and make fields however you want. The only production that is pre-placed on the map is this mill, which is just kind of down the road from the farm. We have our pallet spawn points on one side. We have our dump point on the other side. And we have a bulk fill pipe here as well as around the back. Let's go ahead and buy this for $23,000 and go ahead and take a look at what is available. So we can make wheat, barley, oat, and sorghum flour. We also have the ability to make sunflower, canola, and olive oil, as well as corn-based pig food, sorghum-based pig food, and potato-based pig food, all from this pre-placed grain mill. Now, with respect to our scoring system, we're going to be giving the map a full point with respect to production being built in or areas set aside for such, because we do have the grain mill pre-placed. And quite frankly, with a wilderness map like this, the entire map is basically an ability to place additional productions. With respect to the ability to sell our base game items, production items, and crops, we're going to be giving the map a full point here as well. The only thing we're really lacking is the ability to buy bulk lime, and we do not deduct points for that. With respect to can the farms be customizable, I'm going to give the map 3/4 of a point, because in new farm mode, the deco elements that are kind of scattered around the area, and some of those are, in my opinion, a little bit in the way with respect to kind of having full customization capabilities. Like I said, we're going to give the map 3/4 of a point there. But if you want to customize a farm, I highly would recommend that you load the map up in farm manager mode instead. With respect to our vehicle shop, we do have our dealer trigger located here, and it is well marked out. And then we've got a fairly large area for starting machinery to spawn in at, because, well, we're going to be able to make our fields as big or as small and as plentiful as we might wish here on this wilderness map. And then the rest of the triggers are going to be located right up here by the shop. I do want to kind of catch the custom skinned train here. Kind of a neat custom skin there. Rusty red train. And we do have a train sell point off the map. We have our red train trigger right here behind the cargo containers. We have our wood cell trigger and our wood cell activation icon there. We have our animal dealer on this side of the shop. And then we have one sell point there. And then this is going to be the storage bay sell point located right here. And that is, well, that's pretty much the Forgotten Lands. Now, with respect to our final two scoring metrics, as far as abilities are appropriate are using the new texturing technique, we're going to be giving the map a full point there as well. And then trigger and interactive areas being clearly marked, we're giving the map a full point there as well. So overall, this map is going to get a score of 4.75 out of 5. This is a wilderness-based map. If you are looking maybe to dive into some wilderness-based gameplay, build your own map type gameplay, then maybe this map is going to be right up your alley, because other than a little bit of changes in elevations that I've seen here on the forested areas, this map is completely flat and fairly easy to clear these trees out, even with something like a mulcher. Come in here and just mulch all these trees up and just absolutely be done with them, and then be able to carve up the fields, make a town, make farms, just go to town. That is one of the better parts of Farm Sim with respect to these wilderness style maps. I'd love to hear what you all think down in the comments below on the Forgotten Lands. And have you been just itching for another wilderness style map to come out or not? And until next time, happy farming.